Five goals in the news today. Nigerian bounce back ability credential on the football field will again be subjected to a stand test where the home-based senior men national team take on Sudan Falcons of the Jordan in the must-win 8 African Nations Championship Group D encounter in Zanzibar. Slated today, don't miss out. Title holders Senegal scored with their only shot on goal. Only a quarter hour left in the two-team clash on Tuesday last week, rendering this Tuesday clash today with a very must-win game for both sides. So there is a win or wind up for the Super Eagles B. Now we tell you, venue is same place, 15,000 capacity Aman Stadium of the Zanzibar on the island where 2018 runners-up fell of their African rivals. Head coach Eric Chelle'S has submitted and also admitted that after Tuesday's setback that his changes and his charges must go into clear eye overdrive to cut the feathers of the Falcons and go ahead to drive Congo's Devils into the ditch a week later to stand any realistic chance of making it to the knockout round of the quarterfinal or the rather irregular 19 national final. Eric Chelle'S, the man you have on your screen, have come to say, I just want to win this game against Sudan. This is my game project. We are under pressure, but we are ambitious and must win today. This game is the more important for us because we can win and because a win can bring something good for the team. Chelle'S said this at the Monday's pre-match conference, and also team captain Ndoka Harrison. You could see that on the picture where Eric Chelle'S was sitting just by his captain's side, or the captain was rather sitting by his side. That's Ndoka Jr. had there. Harrison is his name. He said, we want to take each game as it comes, and next for us is Sudan. The previous game was a setback and not a disaster. We have a point to prove, and we are ready to correct our mistakes. The Falcons, who are also having their spirit dampened by a late equalizer, ensured they took home only one game point with the Bars and also with that very game where we saw. Now, Nigeria and Senegal tango and however poised for a fight on the Indian Ocean land. Nigeria is one of the biggest nations. Let's tell you this so you know. Nigeria, I like to say, is one of the biggest nations in African football. And he said, we respect them. That's about the captain, about the coach. He said, we won't fear them. I don't believe in any rivalry. This is a game, and the boast is on us, and the best team will win. I have watched only one game of the Nigerian team and can't assess them based on one game. I don't see any player as a threat, but the entire team. That's coming from Kwesi Appiah, the head coach of the Sudan side. Can I tell you the stage is set for a blockbuster game? A showdown at the Aman Stadium in Zanzibar on this evening starting from 6 p.m. Nigerian time. So it's a very big game you don't want to miss. Good morning and thank you so much for joining us this new day. My name is Kizzy K, your host on the Sports Republic show. It's a must-win for the Super Eagles. Super Eagles, that's the word. But you have to put the B, the Super Eagles B team, and let's see how it goes. But before we get into the story properly, before we get into top points, let's quickly let you know, let's bring you a sad news on the NFF protocol officer abducted family news. This doesn't sound to be celebrated. This about the insecurity we'll talk about in Nigeria. They say Nigeria is a safe place. Why do we still see things happen in this way? Not just about sport-wise, but all about the way it's been so far. You can attest to what goes on. The family of Prince Bamiyi, a dedicated protocol officer with the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF), has been abducted by unknown assailants in Gwagwalada Federal Capital Territory. Moving on, the incident, which occurred over the weekend, involved kidnapping of Bamiyi's wife and 3 children. According to the district official, he had just returned from attending a burial when he received the devastating news. Now, we have to work with the NFF logo. Security agencies have since been alerted and are actively working to secure the safe release of the victims. Authorities are also urging the residents to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities in their communities. This development underscores the growing concerns over insecurity, over security in parts of the FCT as families and communities continue to grapple with the threat of abductions. That's a bad news, not good to share. But I have with me on the show this day, Adeni Yojo, who will be doing justice to the game. It's a match day, it's a must win. Nigeria must win today, else, if we don't win today, we are going to be coming back home. Eric Chelle'S said something that struck my mind. He said, this team knows what to do. If they don't play the way I want them to play, it means we'll be coming back to Nigeria. Now, not long I was on the radio and I had this chit-chat with the same guest who I'll be unveiling very soon. And I asked him a question. I'm like, tell me, what happens today if Nigeria don't get to win? And he said, there's no pressure. And I'm like, really? You don't say there's no pressure on Eric Chelle'S. But for me, psychologically, mentally, otherwise, I'm just feeling that Erichel cannot afford. He cannot afford to lose today. No disrespect to the Sudanese people, but I'm only thinking about it the way it needs to be thought about. Who are the Sudanese people? The game does not have meanings anymore, you like to say, but not be when Manchester City catch you. You understand what I'm saying? Man City, if they catch you, they don't get man away, they're good. PSG get man away, they don't get on. So when team were good catch you one side, we all bend you go one side. You don't have to do anything. You just watch, you don't have to play anything. Now so me they expect Nigeria to take carry that match. More even look the name first. What if you're talking Nigeria, Sudan? If you begin the toast, you go agree for Sudan, Nigeria. See, it doesn't make any sense if we lose today. We lost against who? Senegalese. They are the defending champion. That's a world-class team for this category for me. They did so well. They stunned us 1-0. They went home with the game. But now against the Sudan side. Now, Sudan got a draw with Congo not long. Well, before we get to that talk point, before we bring in our guests on the show, let's let you know the team strategy where we have Erichel has added 15-year-old goalkeeper. His name is what? Hakot Ebenezer. He's to join the team on the ongoing championship after their opening defeat against Senegal. Nigeria were beaten 1-0 by Senegal in the opening game with goalkeeper Mustafa Lawal not covering himself in glory. And I'm talking about all the news, the strategy, the team story on the bars. Yes, now Lawal not covering himself in glory of the decision to rush out of this box. Although he wasn't held by the center defense, though of Junior Ndoka and also Leonard Njenge, who were also overplaced. Erichel, however, didn't make the choice of calling Hakot based on that, but primarily due to the fact that the other goalkeeper, Ani Ozemena, was injured, although he is back in training. The coach is a huge admirer of the young goalkeeper after his exploit with the Nigerian under-20 team at the under-20 AFCON. He is seen as the next big thing in the goal for Nigeria. His presence will not just be cover, as he might be giving game time if he shows the same form that made him the coach, or that made the coach to pick him out of this strong interest. Danny Yojo, you're welcome. Feeling very great to have you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Are you from Sudan? Where are you from?
I'm Nigerian.
You're Nigerian. So you're a Nigerian and you believe, are you feeling optimistic today?
Yeah, it's going to be a walk away, but...
It's going to be a walk away?
But my fear is...
Okay.
I've been saying that they are no longer underdogs in football anymore.
Right.
So Sudan is a country that is actually embroiled in a civil war now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm even actually surprised how they were able to put this team together. You know, knowing the fact that the whole nation is in a civil war right now. But kudos to them. They want to make the nation proud and okay, with what is going on at home, we still give the people joy.
Yeah.
But I think they are more motivated than us. I'm just saying.
Oh, you think they are more motivated than Nigeria?
Due to what's going on, back home. They should be more motivated to give the people something to
to hold.
To hold. But for me, this CHAN tournament, it's more of a way to showcase local talent.
Yeah.
And like I said on radio,
right?
I don't think Chelle'S is under any pressure.
Oh, okay.
To actually, I'm going to say it again. I don't think he's under any pressure. It is the boys that are under pressure because they have to show what they've got. So
pressure to deliver or to get results.
Pressure to deliver, to prove to the coach that okay, I've got what it takes to actually, be
the national team.
Be the national team.
Right.
So if they don't actually put up a good performance against Sudan and they get disqualified, it's on them. It's not the manager because Nigerians, I'm not sure most people are actually even watching this tournament.
Yeah.
What we hired Chelle'S to do is to get us to the World Cup and change the face of.
That's another point. So we didn't bring him to do this job.
So this is just okay, secondary assignment. She get bored. The reason why he was actually hired is just for him to give us a new Super Eagles and try if we can actually get us to the World Cup next year. But for me, this tournament is just I don't want to downgrade it or downplay it. It's important.
Okay, it's important. Let me come to the part where you agree with me that you want to see some of those players who play that trade in our league to be part of the national team, right?
Yeah, I've always advocated for this from day one that okay, we want to see most of these guys are playing in our local leagues. They should try and integrate them into the Super Eagles. But for me, this is an opportunity for these guys. If they mess it up, it's on them.
Okay, now if they mess it up, it's on them. That's the last word. But I'm looking at it from the perspective where you know the game. I'm happy you play the game as well. You still play the game. I'm looking at the perspective where the coach, his mentality, I'm thinking, psychologically, his body build on this very game. You said there's no pressure, but I'm just thinking, this is me reminiscing, right? I don't know if I'm so surprised, but I'm saying it to you. Erichel knows he needs to get to win this game. Now, if not for any reason, if Nigeria Team B loses today against Sudan, and comes back home. Now we lost against a worst side for me in that group. The Sudanese, knowing fully well what's going on in Sudan, and we lost to them. I'm just saying, if you haven't, and we now lose to them, it'll be so bad. Now, what about the mentality of Eric Chell going into the Rwanda game coming up September, and also the South Africa game? You might be like, it's a different ball game, because we see most managers at this point in time, sometimes they give their assistant the opportunity to do this. But if we really anticipate and we are praying and we are wanting and we are seeking and we are trying to find that our players who play the trade in the MPFL, Nigeria Premier Football League, needs to play in the national team, then this is where they need to give their best. They need to show us the yardstick why they should be in the team. Now, Eric Chell also would not be justified wrongly if he gets to implement some of those boys to the team. But with this result, I'm just saying, if it goes the other way, because I'm thinking about it, what happens if it goes south? If you ask me, it's a win for Nigeria, nothing.
No, and that thing is, this tournament, it's going to like prepare Eric Chell. Because if you see Rwanda as a team, I don't know if most of their players, they play outside Rwanda. Most of them, too, I think they play locally too.
Yeah, locally as well.
So I think this is like a preparation, like a prelude to what is to expect when they are going to face Rwanda. Because if you are going to use the local boys to play Sudan, and they don't really perform or they perform, or maybe they qualify and they win this game, it's more of like a training game. So for me, like I said, he's not under pressure.
Oh, he's not under pressure?
He's not under pressure. The boys are under pressure. But where he will be under pressure is, this should be like a prelude, like, let me say, like a training game of what to expect when they play Rwanda. Because I think the Rwandese, to most of their guys, they play, most of their guys, are I don't know if they are in this tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, they will have Uganda, not Rwanda.
So, like I said, it's more like a local, like Nations League. She get ball. For me, like I said, this guy, the manager is not under pressure.
Would you want to leave me with the results about the game tonight?
They will win. They will surely win. Nigeria actually win the game. But for me, I don't think he's under any pressure. The most important thing, what people are actually concerned about is the qualifiers. Okay,
so we've talked about the Nigerian side. We just brought you some of the picture of where Eric Chell was sitting just with Nduka. And we also have that one where Eric Chell, Kwesi Appiah, the other one, like where we have the Ghanaian international who currently is doing the job, Kwesi Appiah of the Sudan side, the coach. He said something about this team. And let's go into that phase. Now, let's talk about Appiah, who has declared. That's the game, that's the picture you have on the game today. But we'll also bring you that Appiah having that press conference with also the skipper of the Sudan side. Today is the day you could say that the Lord has made, but I'll tell you, all eyes are on Sudan versus Nigeria as the clock runs out on a crucial Group D matchup at the Total Energies Cup Chan 2024. A matchup full of high stakes, full of ambition, and also of quick redemption. It's more than simply a game to Sudan. Head coach Kwesi Appiah, he said it's an opportunity to correct the record. We'll bring you that one. So Appiah was sitting just close to the captain. And then he said, so far preparation has gone really well. And then speaking with composed confidence, and he said, our last game against Congo didn't go entirely our way, but we now believe we have the opportunity to turn the table around. Training has been so solid. Unfortunately, we have no injury concerns. The boys are locked in. We are focused on playing with our full strength. And he said his message is simple. Learn fast, respond stronger. Beyond tactics, Appiah also, urged the team. He also talked about the importance of empowering African coaches and fostering continual unity in football development. Now, Adeni, I'd like you to listen to this. He said, Africans must win. Africans must first believe in ourselves. We should believe in ourselves before others can take us seriously. It's not about where someone is from. It's about standing together as Africans. In their first game, Sudan had Congo settle for a draw. Clearly, Appiah does not want this lesson to be repeated. Adaptable strategies and constant planning, Appiah has been training with his team hard well. And also, he said every day since the Congo match, we are honing for our counter-attacking skill and defensive discipline. With both teams desperate for points, this clash could explode into one of the group stage's most compelling contests. And Appiah believes he remains grounded in his coaching approach and is also opting for pragmatism over pressure. He said in his words, and I quote, we want to go far, but we are not getting ahead of ourselves. It's about taking game by game and delivering our best anytime we are opportune to do so. That mindset has been central to his coaching philosophy, and it's rubbing off on his players. The Sudanese challenge beyond the pitch, the coaching Sudan side, he said, comes with a unique hurdles. language differences, mindset shift, and cultural nuances. He said, this is the one that got me laughing. He said, many Sudanese players are most comfortable playing at home. They don't like traveling. I've been working to change their mentality, to push them to embrace the challenges that come with international competition. And the match between Sudan and Nigeria will begin live from Amman Stadium in Zanzibar on August 12, 2025, today, 17:00 UTC. Nigeria, you need to know, are at the bottom of the group with 0 points. And we are, I like to use the word we are because I'm a Nigerian, we are struggling to survive. While Sudan is also now in third place in the Group D with 1 point adrift, Nigeria might restart their CHAN journey with a victory. Now, if we get this result right, that's the word, apologies. If we get this result right, it means that we have what it takes to just win Congo and possibly come out to Senegal. But I'd like to ask you, he's talking about something, language barrier. I'm not saying he's not been able to communicate because I believe he must have an interpreter. And he said they don't like to travel out. They don't like to go out of their shore. They like to play home. Wouldn't this be an advantage to a side like the MPFL boys, I like to call them, today? And also, is this to say that Apia is playing the game? Is this to say that Apia is, what's the word? Is a mind game? Just maybe if he loses the game today, no pressure on him by the Sudanese people.
The thing is,
because already I'm seeing some conclusive talks here. He's saying we just have to go out there and win. The language barrier, the training. He's been saying a lot of things lately. So is this the mind game of Apia Kwesi?
No, every manager will actually come out and say the challenges that he or she is having.
Yeah, in the team.
In the team. So like Apia is actually right. Coming from, I think he's a Ghanaian.
The Ghanaian, right.
So, and dealing with the Sudanese too. And Sudanese too is a very diverse nation. Different languages. So you understand. And he said something again, the mentality of the boys.
Yeah, he's trying to change it.
He's trying to change it. And okay, some of them don't want to travel. Some of them are actually content with their local leagues and all of that. But that should be to Nigeria's advantage, in my own opinion. If you can capitalize on this, okay, the manager is actually struggling to, okay, make the team cohesive and all of that. Our own boys here, they are more integrated.
Yeah.
They've been playing together. They understand the league. And this tournament is a very physical tournament. It's not like normal African Cup of Nations. That the main team.
That has a lot of flares.
And you can see the technicalities. This one is more of like very, very physical. So, for me, Nigeria we have nothing to lose here.
Why do you keep saying we have nothing to lose? Adeniyi, you're an analyst. Let's make things right. If Nigeria lose to a Senegalese, like we lost to the Senegalese 1-0, I was in the studio here. I wasn't celebrating it, but it was not bad. Because that's the holders. You can't compare the Lions of Teranga. The Senegalese, this is a good team. But the Sudanese, bro.
I don't want to downplay these tournaments.
I'm not downplaying it, but I'm just saying, I'm not thinking, I'll be thinking so wrong if Sudan can beat Nigeria. I'm not seeing it happening. But like you say, the game has changed. The minnows are no more there. But for me, bro, this one are minnows. Who be Sudan?
See, if you see this Sudanese team,
if
you see this Sudanese team, the way they play, and the way our boys there, they play, in our local leagues, it's almost the same thing.
Oh God!
No, it's not. In all fairness, it's almost the same thing because.
What do you mean it's the same thing?
I watch few MPFL games, and you could see the way they play the game. They don't play like the normal, European style that you put the ball on the ground. It's mostly kick and follow. You kick the ball, put it down there, and everybody starts chasing the ball in the air, and you get. So it's more of strength, speed, and agility.
The way they have kick and follow.
it's a police game that they call it.
Wait. Before we used to say our ladies does not play the game well, but you can see them.
Because it's improving, but
do we say how kick and follow now?
You see, you see the game today. I didn't watch the game against Senegal, but this Sudanese team, they don't know how to play. Pass to me, I pass to you. This kind of.
If they don't know how to play, then we teach them the game.
You think we two are playing the same thing? What's the difference?
What's the difference?
This beating, I can only say okay, Super Eagles, but this beating, I saw the highlight of the game against Senegal. I'm like, what's the difference between watching this and watching MPFL?
You're not impressed.
I was not impressed exactly. So, with what Sudan is playing and what Nigeria will play, no big difference. It's mostly kick and follow. Play the ball down the line, run, use your speed, your strength, hit the person, burn your way up to the goal, and just struggle to just put something in the net, and you celebrate one goal. And if you see the margins of the score line, it's like 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. It's mostly, I'm sorry to say, under 3, under 2.5, like goals. Okay. So for me, it's not like a training game. There's nothing serious about it. I'm sorry, I don't want to downplay this tournament, but for me, the Sudanese, This is their game. They like playing this kind of football. Our boys are physical. Oh.
So why do you sound to say that they are like we are under more pressure? Why you say that? Why do you think they've got nothing to lose? They got a point already against Congo. They settled for a draw.
I said this earlier, Kizzy. It is the boys that have everything to lose. If you don't perform, Chelsea will not invite you to the main team.
Yeah.
Chelsea gets up. But if you play well, like okay, and you're actually fast, you are strong. Oh. But at the end of the day, yeah, football is changing. Mm-hmm. It has to do about speed, strength, and pace, and power too. But you see the Europeans, they don't play like that. If you see the North Africans too, they don't play like that. It's only Sub-Saharan Africa that they play this kind of football that you have to run, jump, use your strength, kick. But this is Sudan's game. If Nigeria will play their way, we'll win. But for me, the manager has not. That's Eric Chelle. Has nothing to lose. This is Sudan's game, and if they win, kudos to them.
If they win, how will you feel?
I didn't even watch the tournament.
So, but as a Nigerian, how will you feel?
I won't feel bad because
the Sudanese side winning Nigeria on paper. You see that you're just crossing somewhere the roadside and you're seeing the paper.
What's the difference between Sudan and Nigeria? Sudan, this team and Nigeria beating. You used to watch FPFL now. You see, maybe used to play our league.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
feel like our MPFL is getting better now.
It's getting better.
Yeah, I'm just thinking so because I'm seeing a new infrastructure. I'm seeing a new kind of Remo star, Oguma today with the star.
See the way
I'm
they
seeing
play.
a different Rangers team. I'm seeing a different what's it called, the Coro the City. I watch these guys play.
You don't put the ball on the ground. That's one thing that gets me pissed. You don't put the ball on the ground. Like play this ball in the very very like you'll be happy to watch football. Now from goal kick like this or from kick off like this.
Thank you. That's enough. Thank you. Thank you so much. But
I don't want to just.
That's enough. Thank you so much. You really downplayed the Super Eagles B. Okay. Let's talk about Eric Chelle before we get to the game. A lot of people will be asking questions. Where is this game? Where will this game be played? What about Super Eagles Team B? How far? What's the time? Where can we watch this game? All of those things we should be telling you on the show very soon. But let's talk this one through. Eric Chelle in his team, he has about 8 to 9 players. I had Mr. Phil on the show the other time, and we talked about this extensively. He has about 8 to 9 players from Remo Stars, and you follow the MPFL, you follow the PSL, you follow some of those African league, and you see how it is. If there's anything I want to say, there's no comparison with Nigeria MPFL to the PSL. The South African side have got quality team, they've got quality infrastructure, they've got facility-wise 100% record for me. And I'm also looking at the Moroccan side where you see Raja Casablanca, all of these clubs are doing so well for themselves. But I'm looking at one perspective where Eric Chelle did something and he came out to explain to the people. And I told you why I feel he's going to be under pressure. Now, the assistant coach of the national team, let me tell you, is Daniel Oguma today. The assistant coach of the national Super Eagles team, like the Super Eagles team, not the B now, is Daniel Oguma today alongside Fidelis Electrical. Daniel Oguma today is the coach of Remo Stars. Fidelis Electrical is the coach of Rangers. They are working hand in hand with Eric Chelle, even though we know Eric Chelle has his own personal assistant. But I'm looking at it from one perspective where he packed some of the boys from Remo, Remo Stars. I respect them a lot. Kone Shiname, having a chit-chat with him one of the time at the Value Jet tournaments. He's been great. But I'm looking at the team. They are very good. They have that, what's it called? They have a structure. That's the word. Because I recall Daniel Oguma today was sent, I can't recall if it was in Norway or Denmark, but he was sent to one of the European club sides to go and have himself a well-tutored training. He came back. They made him #1 coach for Remo Stars. They are the defending champion of the MPFL. They went on with the money. But I'm looking at the perspective where most of the players in the team, like majority of the players, where we should have felt, pick from Lobby Stars, pick from Niger Tornadoes, pick from Abia Warriors, pick from Enyimba, go around the Koro City, 3SC Shooting Stars, pick all of these boys. But we have like 8 to 9 players from Remo Stars. Now, what raised controversy on social media is the part where Oguma today, who happens to be the coach, right, of Remo Star, is the assistant to Eric Chelle on this same tournament. So some people went as far as saying, this is just a strict team. We should have seen these boys explore from different clubs now. Why are we seeing like 8 to 9? And then Mikel said something. He gave differences. He talked about some of the mentality, what we've seen on African Charles. You know what we saw at the Nations Cup, where Mamelodi Sundowns, which happens to be the biggest club side in South Africa, we saw them at the FIFA Club World Cup. They have Orlando Pirates, they have Kaizer Chiefs, they have Chippa United, a lot of club sides. But they have more of the players from Mamelodi Sundowns who play for the national team, Bafana under Hugo Bruce. And no one is talking because they're getting some result that looks to be good. And I'm asking you this question. Are you thinking Eric Chelle was convinced? Was it tweaked? Was it fine-tuned to make sure he just to satisfy Daniel Oguma today? Or was this a connection thing? How? And Value Jet, also one of the sponsors for Super Eagles.
he's
So
one.
I like you explain this for me.
I think, in my own opinion, yes, the assistant manager, Mr. Gumana, am I correct?
Ogumadede, Daniel.
Ogumadede, since he's the assistant manager of Chelle'S for
both sides.
For the both sides, he knows these boys. He knows. See, one thing about football is once you know the kind of players that you have, you'll be able to utilize them effectively. That's one thing about football. Strategy aside, the boys that want to like execute this strategy, you need to make sure that I know your ability, I know your ability. This is what this person can do, and you tell the manager this is where this person is more.
Yeah, good to play.
This is where he can play. This is where this person is more effective. Sure, you get. So if people are actually criticizing him that he's not picking players from Lobby Stars, from Enugu Rangers, and all of that, the point of football is to get results. And if you have guys that can actually get that result, that they've been playing together for, they're like a team.
Yeah.
Bring them and come and, this is what we have. So I know these boys, though. This is what they can do. Oh yeah, go to the field and show us what you can do. So what's the big deal there? Why are people criticizing him? Other countries are doing the same thing now. So what's the big deal in this case here?
So you mean it's transparency? So
for me,
he got the best.
And this way, most stars, they are very good. They are good players. Very good players. So what are we saying? So what's the if any player in any good Rangers or maybe any or any other team, Atlant or wherever they are good, they will have been invited.
Yeah. So what would you say? What do you think was Eric Chelle'S criteria for selection? Because I know he saw a lot of games. He was just busy traveling. I see. Let me say this. I know you're a fan of Eric Chelle'S, but I like him more because the longest foreign coach we've ever had in the national team, history and stats have it, is Kenneth Raw. Now, Kenneth Raw, one of the problems he had with the national team was, I don't want to stay in Nigeria. I don't want to be based in Nigeria. I want to be in Germany. I want to be away from Nigeria. But Eric Chelle'S accepted this job. He knows the pressure. He knows what it takes to work with Nigerian Football Federation. John Fashiono on the show, when I had him the other time, he said that's a very toxic place. He said they are like a secret cult. You can't break them. They kick you out when you try to break them. Samson Siashi on the show, we had him the other time. He said they are a strong bond. When I had legend Shego Digbami, 1980 Nations Cup winner on the radio, he said words to me. He said, Dave, you really forgot that this NFF is not owned by them, but owned by the Federation. But my point is, for you to get on that job and looking at where Nigeria is placed at the World Cup qualifiers for the Super Eagles, is a drastic measure. And you're taking it. So Eric Chelle'S now, I'm asking this question. Eric Chelle'S now going down with this very game, and then knowing everything at stake, and then making this choice, I think he's good to go.
You see, you don't want to say about Eric Chelle'S. One thing I like about him, I think, don't forget, this guy has gone around, or used to go around,
to
most of our local matches.
Yeah, he's on those games, right?
So he sees things himself. He doesn't need anybody to come and tell him that. He watches this game. So he knows who is good and who is not good. He knows who fits his system or his strategy or his tactics and who doesn't fit. So if somebody is saying, we have some batch of players in Remo Stars, and you have seen Remo Stars and the assistant or the manager is his assistant. So what else? What are we talking about now? Abba, what people should be concerned about is results. Is results. As far as I'm concerned, if the Remo Stars guys can deliver, even for you to pack all of them, bring all of them, then pick one person for. So you get even in my team too. Something similar to happen too. In Lagos, we have I think 60% of the team from Lagos. And other players in other stations are complaining that we have guys in other stations, but guys that are in Lagos make the bulk of the team and they are like the strength of the team. So what are we saying here? If you guys can actually play, show us what you've got. But this guy has actually gone there. He will go to Kano. He will watch Kano players. He will go to Enugu. He will go around.
He sees the game.
He sees the game.
Every game.
So if he's not selecting you, that means you are not actually good now.
What's the big deal? At the end, let's be factual. The social media is big, like very trending. 21st century is big. You know where this is coming from now. Because
there's no bias here.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying he's biased. I'm looking at Ogumadede being his assistant. You should think about this too.
Easy. See, whether this person is assistant or not assistant. This man used to go around to watch these people play. It's very, very simple. If Eric Chelle'S doesn't go to Kano, to Kwara, to Enugu, to Port Harcourt to watch his guys, different. This guy used to travel. He sees this thing himself. So if somebody is saying, and he has watched Remo Stars countless times, I'm very, very sure of that. So if you see that this batch of Remo Stars, of Remo players, they are very, very good and they can affect my strategy. What are we talking about now? Abba. If you're in Kano pillars, you're in Enugu Rangers and you cannot play. If the manager doesn't pick you, I mean, it's surplus to requirements.
Okay,
no
so,
big deal.
All right, so questions out there. People saying, want to know, tell us about the game that we played today. I let you know the Senegal will be playing against Congo. That's 3 p.m. Nigerian time. And also we're seeing our own very Super Eagles Team B taking on, should I say taking on? Let's just say Sudan taking on the Super Eagles Team B. Let's talk about the place, how you can watch the game, where and where, where do you believe you can be seeing this very game, and also the time. And then it's all about Sudan and Nigeria. The Super Eagles B team squad from Nigeria. They are preparing for their second group match against Sudan in the African Nations Championship CHAN 2024, which is being played in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Senegal, Congo and also Sudan are in the same group as Nigeria for the CHAN tournament. The tournament only allows Super Eagles B to pick players on the national side. Talking about the Nigerian Premier Football League NPFL for the competition. Now, to earn a spot in the tournament, the Super Eagles overcame Ghana in the home and away Jollof Derby. The team played a 0-0 and also 2-2 draw in Zanzibar in a friendly match before the CHAN after a second phase training camp in Zanzibar from July 25 to July 31. I'm liking the name Zanzibar. Now, Nigeria lost their opening match to Senegal to start the tournament with the Bars. Sudan, on the other hand, recorded a 1-1 draw with Congo to start the group phase. Nigeria at CHAN. Let's tell about the record about the Super Eagles Team B. Nigeria finished second 4 years after taking home the bronze in 2014, the competition which is only open to football players with active contracts in the local league of their home national side. Their home nations has been erratic performances from them. Now, you would recall in Rwanda 2016, Nigeria failed to make it past the group stage. The team targeted and also regrettably missed the Algerian hosted final 2 years ago and failed to qualify for the 2021 event in Cameroon. And then you're telling me there's no pressure. Well, Nigeria and we are to watch the game. The game is between Sudan and Nigeria and it's set for Tuesday, August 11, 2025. It is the second of 3 group games for either side. It will kick off 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Okay, Adeniyi, before I let you go, you're saying no pressure. We've been out from this tournament and this is like another time for us to show. Well, let me agree with you. The pressure on the
Everybody
boys.
wants.
But every chance should be transition. They should do something. It should struck us more.
If he wins it, nobody cares. I'm sorry to say.
If Eric can strike the people, like letting us know that I'm a good coach, is he a good coach?
He's a good coach.
So even if he loses now, no difference.
No difference. What we want him to do is get us to the tournament next year. Nobody cares about Chan. I'm sorry to say. Nobody cares about Chan. What we just want him to beat Rwanda, beat Zimbabwe, destroy Lesotho, draw South Africa.
That's so easy. And
I want to see Nigeria flag in North America 2026.
So before I let you go, you still believe, sound optimistic that we can make it to the World Cup?
Of course, yeah.
4 games left.
Beat Rwanda. These games are easy.
That's how you say them, beat Rwanda, but you're down the pecking order, you're 4th on the log. And it sounds like South Africa at top of you, Rwanda, and then what's the name? Benin Republic, Nigeria down alongside Lesotho and Zimbabwe.
I told you that I'm going to travel to US and watch this tournament.
It's a dream. I want it to happen. See, I always feel bad because there's something Nigerians do a lot. We pray a lot.
It's not about prayer.
No, wait. We pray a lot. We believe a lot. Nobody believes past us. But we don't put in so much work.
You're going to put in the work this time.
I can't just be praying and I'm not doing the work. And how does it work?
I'm never going to pray about this. How will we be praying and we want to play Benin Republic?
So how do you get to be in that position in the Group C?
Because they actually, they took it for granted and they were like, okay, we are playing Benin Republic and we are playing...
So now we don't wake up.
Now, we've seen that, okay, all these teams that we are playing, they're actually serious. So they want to actually go to the tournament next year, to the World Cup next year. But now that they've woken up a sleeping giant.
Okay.
So,
all right.
You should get ready.
Thank you so much, Adeniyi Ojo, for being on the show with me today.
Thank
you so much for talking excessively about Eric Chell. I already said the love you have for Eric Chell, but I'm just looking at, you like Eric Chell on the team B. All right, thank you so much for being on the show. I will hope to have you some other time. Yes, so moving on, away from that one, we have to go on a quick break. When we return, the show continue. But I tell you, we'll be talking about what happened in tennis, Cincinnati news. Arena Sabalenka, world number 1, edges past Emma Raducanu in that marathon clash. And also, what about Taylor Fritz? He cruises past Sonego. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV, now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Just like they cue you in with the talk back on the upside. Welcome back from that quick break. We are the voice of the People Television. This is Lagos, Nigeria, and then live studios here. My name is Kizzy K, and it's time for us to tell about the Cincinnati, what happened. But before we get into that talk point, I had Adeni Ojo not long. If you missed out, you really did miss. He lost Eric Chell. I'm also a fan of Eric Chell. Let's not get it wrong. But we always pray. We're trying to see the transition and we're trying to see the integration. We want to see something happen from those very ones. It's a must win for Nigeria Super Eagles Team B. Let me stop putting the word Team B, because if we lose on the record, it's about the Super Eagles. But regardless, we know it's about the Chan side. We know it's about you being part of the MPFL, playing your training in the Nigerian side. That gives you the eligibility to be part of those very ones. But can Nigeria get everything right today? Time tells, because I like to say this. Now, only time you go take. Stamara go coin Papa name. Whether we go beat them, now time we go take. If you check their name, check our name, no connection. Nigeria fine past Sudan. Our country say fine past them. You come say because they plenty past them. You come say because they get everything past them. So why we will going to lose that match today? Why? Adeni, my friend, I just could not convince him, because that's his opinion. That's why it's sports. But I'm just looking at it from every ramification. I don't think the Sudanese are anywhere good enough to beat the Super Eagles of Nigeria in today's encounter. Stay there for 6 p.m. Please make sure you see that very game, because I want to see Eric Chell, Daniel Ogoma today. If you did this, you could bring that tactical acumen, the football methodology, go back to the box and make sure everything is all right. I don't want you saying I carry 15-year-old boy haircut, put for post. If you not like when I put them, now result you want. You not carry secret limit start, you not consign us. See, Nigerians, there's one thing that unites us together, football. Sports is good, but you like to identify and say define football. That's what brings us together. If we get this one past the Sudanese and hopefully play against Congo, because now only when Nigeria they play man, they do permutation. If we don't win this one, we win this one. We lost against Senegal. They are the better side, no doubt. 1-0, small margin, but a goal is a goal. I'm just saying, own goal is a goal, you know. So regardless, let's see how it pans out. And I believe that the Super Eagles Team B, yes, can get it all done today. But let's talk about the world of tennis. Number one in the lady, talking about Aryna Sabalenka. World number one, you could say, kept her Cincinnati Open title defense alive by claiming a 7-6, 4-6, 7-6 victory over Emma Raducanu in a marathon third-round clash on Monday, while Taylor Fritz also advanced to a straight-set win over Lorenzo Sonego, fresh off their third crash and also the very big clash at the Wimbledon last month. Sabalenka and Emma Raducanu produced another epic contest featuring a 13-duels game in the third set before the Belarusian sealed a victory in 3 hours and 9 minutes. So that game yesterday was great. 3 hours, 9 minutes. I saw both ladies that knows the court very well. But Emma Raducanu knew within herself that, yes, I'm playing against the world number one. This is not Yannick Sinner for the male category. I'm playing against Aryna Sabalenka. She's a Belarusian. She knows this job very well. And one thing I'm liking about this tennis news is the part I'm liking all of their name. Androva, Rybakina, Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek, Emma Raducanu, Coco, all of these names sounds cool. But before we go on with the top point, we let you know, we'll bring you a note where the lady Emma Raducanu, the British number one at that point in time for 2021, said a lot of things about who She said something about Sabalenka. Okay, let's keep that on the sideline. Let's keep on going. Then we'll bring that notes for you so you can hear from Emma Raducanu herself and also what Aryna Sabalenka rally said about the young English lady. Sabalenka relied and also rallied on her trademark powerful save and also to hold firm in the key moments, winning 2 tie breaks to take her tally to 18 for the season, the most by any women's single player in the professional era. Despite the defeat, Emma Raducanu seemed to be finding her best from just in time of this month's U.S. Open at the Flushing Meadows, where she triumphed in 2021. She knows the court well. She's been there before, beating out Scott Sabalenka in the total points 1-2-5, 1-2-3. Now, before we talk about Sabalenka and Emma Raducanu, she got distracted yesterday in the beat. I don't know how that happened. It's all about the Cincinnati. It's been great to watch. I think Yannick Sinner also, in his gameplay, Yannick Sinner also got distracted. I think Raducanu was also playing. She had the baby cry, like a baby cry, just at the crowd there, and then she got confused. She got distracted. But regardless, she just took her game by storm. Even though she lost to Sabalenka, good result for me to say, because losing against Sabalenka, who is the world number 1, you know how it goes. But Sabalenka said something. She said, "I'm really happy to see her healthy. I can see she's improving." That's the legend. That's like real to real, like real record now is real. And she said, "Happy to get through this match. I really hope tomorrow I have a day off," and that's about today. Now, Sabalenka next faces Spain's Jessica Bozas Monero in the last 16. Elsewhere, Anna Kalinskaya stunned American 5th seed Amanda Anisimova 7-5-6-4 for her 3rd win against a top 10 opponent this season. She will then face fellow Russian Ekaterina Alexandrova in the next round. That's all we can bring on the show today. But quickly, let's call for the notes so you can hear from the lady, the Emma Raducanu, the English lady, and also you could call her the Britain. And then we hear from the Belarusian Aryna Sabalenka. Let's go with that one. Stay with us.
More than I did at Wimbledon, so that's an improvement. And also it was good to have this result on a hard court, because it's very different to grass, and I was always thinking, oh, like grass suits me a lot more, and I still believe that. So to have pushed her on a hard court like that, I'm pretty proud of. But yeah, I think starting the point is a big takeaway. I think she did that incredibly well, and in the big moments she served and returned really well, and me too. Moments of the match, but to kind of hold that level on starting the point the whole match, I think is a big thing for me.
As I said at Wimbledon, I'm really happy to see her healthy, mentally, physically, and oh my God, like every time she's improving, and I can see that she's getting back, and I'm happy to see. I'm enjoying fighting against her. She's such an incredible player, really nice person, and super happy for her, and of course happy to get through this difficult match.
Happy for her, super happy for her, really super happy for her. She's really improving. That's about the senior. You could call me Aryna Sabalenka on the show today, because I'm feeling like this said lady. Thank you so much for being part of the show today. This is the Sports Republic show that comes your way every weekdays, Monday to Friday, before the weekend kickoff comes out. And also, we'll be here on the show tomorrow to tell you everything sporting activities just as it unfolds. I am your host. My name is Kitty K, the only football player without a jersey. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Peace.